Scales. Just sit them down there. Hello everyone, how we doing? Welcome to a brand new week on 67 Hail Hail. Listen, Saturday was slightly disappointing, a bit drab, but the weekend turned out alright in the end after what happened yesterday. We're now extremely close, on the brink of winning the Premiership title this season. Honestly, we're so close. If only I could find a way to show you how close. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much, Alfredo. Appreciate your service there. Here's the league table, everyone. This is what it looks like now. As you can see there, the league is now split into two, with our final 5 matches of the season against each of the other sides currently inside the top 6. Now, we do require just 1 win from our final 5 matches. We would also be champions if we drew at Ibrox and lost the other 4 matches. I dare you, Celtic. Go on, give that a try. Let's see how that goes. The reality here is that we will be champions on match day 34, almost certainly. We just need to win that game, and I would certainly expect this Celtic team to do that. Certainly not to go 2 league games in a row without victory. So we've got all that to look forward to. Right, as I am recording this, and I'll just have one final check of that great social media application and website that certainly hasn't gone downhill since a certain man took over, Twitter, just to see if the post-split fixtures are out yet. Nothing yet. Now, what I will do is I'll leave a wee gap, a wee DDA, a gap, if you will, and if the fixtures do come out at a reasonable time, I'll then insert a wee segment and talk about them. So, yeah. Right, we were in post-match with Ange on Saturday. Here's what he had to say after the game.
Yeah, obviously a disappointing outcome, and performance not really at the levels we've shown before. We controlled the game for the most part pretty well. First half was fine. We scored our goal. We had some chances to get a second, which we didn't take advantage. But at the same time, I thought we were, we're in control. We kind of knew the game would open up, but then consider a really, poor goal from our perspective, which gives the opposition some encouragement. And then, I think we lost our composure a little bit. Just, got a bit desperate at times. And having said that, we had some good chances to score the goal. We didn't take it.
What do you put that down to? Just human nature?
Well, look, it's just, you when you set sort of the standards we set, you just got to make sure that you're doing everything, within your control to maintain and reach those standards. And, I just thought, like I said, we considered a really poor goal, which is unlike us. And then that seemed to filter through into our play after that, where, we're trying to chase the game a little bit, which we've been pretty good at not doing. But, it's only natural that, the guys are going to want to try and make amends and score a goal. But I just thought we lacked a little bit of composure to do that.
Local batter off the job out when he came in, did you?
Yeah, he did fine. He was good. He put a couple of good balls in, and again, 2 good opportunities we probably should have done more from.
Does today give you any food for thought for next week, just in terms of the team?
No, every game is an opportunity for us to improve. We'll do what we normally do. We'll review the game, and I'm sure. Well, the lads are disappointed, so just got to lick our wounds and get on with it. That's the game of football. You can't just expect everything to run smoothly, and it's a little bit of a challenge for us now to get over this disappointment and focus on a big game next week.
Been so relentless this season. It's a surprise when you drop anything. I suppose you just said that just shows the standards.
Yeah, that's the standards we set, but that's okay. That's we want to have high standards, and I'd rather have high standards and fall short than accept something less. So, the lads are disappointed because they want to be better, and today we didn't reach the levels we want to.
You missed Jota today, and is he likely to be fit for next weekend?
We'll see with the boys that didn't play today, mate. As I said, they're all pretty close, but they need to train all week to be available. So we'll see how they all are.
So you don't have to be an audio expert to work out that Ange wasn't totally happy with what he witnessed from the team on Saturday. Again, as I said on the reaction on Saturday, Ange's reaction is exactly what I want to see. And when you remember that draw on Saturday has come off the back of a run of 17 wins in a row, it does just kind of show the standards that Ange has. And I think that's perfect for this kind of job and perfect for us going forward. He clearly doesn't think that was acceptable on Saturday, and we've had plenty of teams and managers in the past who would have put in a performance like that and it would have been completely fine, basically, because we'd won 17 games prior and were on the brink of the title anyway. But with Ange, every single game is an opportunity, and I get the impression that he feels it was a bit of a missed opportunity from the team on Saturday. I guess his main frustrations, as they often tend to be, would be with the performance rather than the result. He spoke about a few things, post-match in that audio you've just heard. He obviously felt the goal that we conceded was extremely soft and kind of unlike us to be so exposed at a point in the game where we kind of had Motherwell where we wanted them, even though we hadn't been near our best up to that point. And I think that was slightly disappointing, but it's all in context. We got a comment in here from John G, which probably sums it up now. John, I don't know what your background is, if you've been a Celtic fan your whole life, if you've come, later on in life, or if you've just found the channel in the past few days. Whatever it is, your comment: wow, Celtic is the only team I've ever seen who react to a draw like it's a loss. And yeah, basically, you better believe it, mate. That's the way it works here. I guess that may be a little bit of a surprise to some of you who maybe came to the channel or even came to Celtic for Ange rather than Celtic. I think that probably applies to a fair chunk of the Aussies out there, and it probably does come in as a little bit of a surprise to find that it's almost crisis at Celtic after we've gone on such a long winning run. You don't win one game and suddenly everyone's got their faces tripping them, and not just those two full time on Saturday. But that's just the way it's kind of always been supporting Celtic, and it's the way it always will be. And I think it's actually something to be kind of positive about in a funny way. I think it shows that we've got standards, and I think Ange is the perfect epitome of that in the dugout as well. So I think it's fine as long as there's always that context there. And the context based on Saturday is quite simply that it was one game, one off day. Also, we didn't lose the game. We drew. We didn't lose it. So, it could have been worse. And I think if we win this coming Sunday in the semi-final, that will all be forgotten about. And I think that's the hope going forward. The main headline here is that we're going to win a double at the very least this season. Aberdeen's win over Rangers yesterday has us on the brink of the league title, as we discussed earlier. By the way, well done to Celtic loanee Liam Scales for scoring that absolutely meant first goal for Aberdeen at Pittodrie yesterday, and a bad one for this popular start of season Aberdeen banner. But the league is sorted. It really is all about this Sunday now, and if we win, we're probably going to win another treble. And I think this team absolutely has it in them to beat Rangers. I just think we need to play a whole lot better than we did on Saturday. But as I say, when this team is asked the big questions over the past two seasons, certainly domestically, they always seem to find the answers. The only time you'd say they didn't was in that semi-final against Rangers last year. But I think that was a much better Rangers team, and I think there was other things going on at that stage. So I still feel all right about Sunday. Probably similar to how I did for the Cup final. I think it's, as I say, these one-off matches at Hampden, 50-50 support, big fixture, a lot on the line. It's just about who really turns up in the day, and we were the better team at Hampden in the Cup final, and I put us as favourites for Sunday, of course I do, but, you know, I wouldn't say we're absolute, you know, stick-ons to win the game, but that should make it exciting. Bit of chat about, you know, Hatate and Jota and whether they're going to be fit. Just based on what we heard from Ange post-match on Saturday, I just get a vibe from Ange sometimes to do with injuries, when you just don't really get too good a feeling about things. And I'm kind of just telling myself that Jota and Hatate won't be around for Sunday, and I've come to terms with that, and any other news will be a massive bonus. I just get the impression from Ange that there's something going on with those two, that they're taking longer than we expected them to be back fit. We don't even know what the issue is with Jota, and we know that Ange likes to keep us on our toes. You know, that includes us as fans, I think. So we'll wait and find out later in the week. But I'm not too positive about that. But listen, we can beat Rangers without those two. By the way, officials for Sunday have today been announced. The referee is Willie Collum, assistants Daniel McFarlane and Dougie Potter, fourth official Don Robertson, VAR Stephen McLean, and assistant VAR is Frank Connor. Well done to the women's team yesterday, winning their Scottish Cup semi-final to get through to the final. That's how competition works, Hamish. They beat Glasgow City for the second successive weekend at Hampden Park yesterday. It finished 1-0. They're through to the Hampden Showpiece on Sunday the 28th of May, and it is Rangers they will face in that one. Finally, we have a couple of shout-outs. Ali and B from Arbroath, who I met prior to the game on Saturday, forgot to give you a shout out on the reaction, so I'm doing it now. And also had some organisers in touch today just asking me to mention that Martin O'Neill is doing the final round of his appearances at the Old Rep Theatre in Birmingham this Friday night. He'll be talking about his career in the game and answering some questions as well. Okay, I think that's us. Back tomorrow.